Hi guys, hello, hello, hello. I know it has been a hot minute since we've had an interview, since we've had this kind of discussion, this dialogue on Dweet Fraid, but here we are today and we're talking with Stephen Josephs. I am so excited to share with you guys because Stephen has been, it's what, I'm about 4 years now we're friends, Stephen, and
Yes,
yeah, it's been
yeah,
an amazing journey, and it for me it's a privilege to be able to share with you guys this. And on this platform we aim to normalize doing things when we're scared, all right? Because one of the big
right.
things we struggle with is just the impetus to start. I know that is one of the biggest challenges, to start, because we're scared. We don't have it all figured out. We don't have all the
Mhm.
answers, but I want to share with you today, and I'm going to ask Stephen to share a story, a time in his life when he made a decision when he was scared, and it was pivotal to his success. So, Stephen, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, my name is Stephen Josephs. I'm my friend, of course, right? Um, I could tell you a little about what I'm actually into entertainment management and public relations,
Yeah.
right? I remember a time that I had to make a decision. Because, as Jamaicans, when traveling around the world, it's not that easy as people might think, because we have to get stuff like visas
Mhm.
and, So I remember when I went to the London embassy
Yeah.
and I put in my passport. I met all the requirements,
Hmm.
but as a young person, I know what I wanted and I know what I was about.
That's right.
Yeah, at that time. So when I went to the embassy, they actually turned me down.
Oh, wow.
Turned me down. I was sad because from I was very small, I wanted to visit London. And one of the reasons why I wanted to visit London was because of the whole Princess Diana,
Ah,
all that
yeah.
story. I wanted to visit
Royal.
Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go on the West End. I want to visit because I'm actually a part of fashion, so I wanted to visit the famous Savile Row.
Yeah.
However, when I didn't get the visa, I was so disappointed.
Wow.
And that was a crossroad in my life because my aunt said to me, Stephen, forget about it. Another time will come.
Yeah.
And right there, I had to pivot in terms of to say whether or not I should still pursue.
Pardon? We didn't hear it. Just don't know
Sorry
what
about
happened.
whether or not. Hello?
Yeah. You said whether or not, and then you kind of the
Oh,
audio.
it was a call. Came in. Sorry about that. It
Oh,
was a call.
okay.
Disrupt. Right. So I wanted whether or not in terms of the pursue trying to go to London.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed. But I didn't give up.
Yeah.
I actually um there was an option that was available to me that I could appeal.
Ah,
And I did appeal.
and you got it.
We went to the Privy Council, I did appeal. And while that was happening, I just had to change my pivot. Yes, London was in the back of my mind. Then an opportunity come for me to go to Japan.
To Japan. Wow, that's a big
Japan,
difference.
right? So
Wow.
you see,
Yeah.
out of one disappointment, another appointment comes.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Right. Because sometimes in our lives, things might happen, but it's what do we do when it
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah.
First, you have to accept it, analyze it, then respond. So I've always let that be my mantra. So
Accept
an
it.
opportunity,
So that was accept it, analyze it, and respond.
yeah. So first you analyze,
Yeah.
accept,
Yeah.
then respond.
Ah, okay, okay. We have to put that in the
It,
notes.
right, because sometimes in our lives, uh, the problem might seem like there is a mountain
Mm,
when really and truly it is not a mountain.
it's
If
not
you
that.
just step across,
Yeah.
then you realize that, hey, it's not so much as a mountain that we thought it was. But
Yeah,
in order for us to get out of that problem, we have to see ourselves out of that problem.
that's true. That's true. I think like it's
Right?
important to not fixate on just the one thing. That's what I'm getting from your story, right? To like
Right.
say, okay, I want to like for me, I remember my goal. I wanted to start to do undergrad here in Canada, right? And
Uh-huh.
so when I finished, when I was close to finishing high school before sixth form, I was I was looking at universities here in Canada to apply because I have a lot of family here, right? And when the time come and the school fees and stuff, because international school fees are 3.5 times what domestic fees are. And I was showing it to my aunts, and they're like, "Well, that kind of steep. So I think it's best for you to do to study in Jamaica." And I was disappointed.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I understand. But what actually happened? A lot of times when we just have to have the tenacity and the perseverance, because I believe strongly that your dream must be bigger than your current capacity.
that is right.
Because if it's not bigger than that, then
You're not
how
really
are
gonna
you
do
going
it.
to meet something
Yeah, you're
if you
not really
don't push
going
yourself?
anywhere, right? That's true.
Huh?
It's like you're not really going anywhere. There, you haven't given yourself any room to grow.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree. So, like, what happened for you? Was it that Japan was so much better?
Well, well, um, I applied. I actually got through to go to Japan. When I put in my passport, with that doubt because of what happened to the UK,
Yeah.
I, I did, well, the Japan embassy did accept me, so I end up going Germany, then Japan.
What you not say?
Yeah.
In
So I
instead of
travel.
one place now, instead of one, you ended up getting to go to two places.
Now I get to go to two places,
See that? That is it.
and right, because I didn't stay down and and say oh this happened and forget, but I try other possibilities. I pivot to different direction.
Yeah. And you put
That
yourself
word
out.
pivoting is critical.
It's very important to pivot. Like I have to have a whole other conversation on pivoting because COVID, I'm sure, as a business
Right,
and stuff, COVID, as a
right.
businesswoman, COVID has
COVID,
taught me that
COVID,
listen, you
right. It has
be
showed us that
adaptable. Yes,
yeah, COVID has showed us that it's not really working hard, it's working smart.
that's right. That's right.
That because a lot of persons think their job was physical, but in our situation in Jamaica, a lot of persons actually working from home,
Yeah.
doing the same thing that you will do in an
Same
office,
with
so you can manage your time even more greater.
yeah. See,
Right. So
amazing. I'm happy you shared
yes,
that with us. Like it's important. I don't think we've had this conversation yet to say that, don't put your egg in one basket. One certain thing might not work out. Don't like generalize and catastrophize and say, you know what? Nobody now gonna give me no visa because see them may apply and you understand? I didn't get the visa to go to the UK. No one else is gonna give me a visa, so I'm done. I really admired that.
right,
You said the tenacity, right? To put yourself out
right.
there again. Yes, that's
Well, I want to give you a joke. Japan was something, it wasn't in my imagination. But sometimes if I had gone to London, then
yeah,
I wouldn't have gone to Japan and Germany. So sometimes some disappointment happens in your life is for a setup for greater things.
that is true.
And it
That's
will fall in line when it's supposed to or ought to fall in line.
yeah,
Because I tell you what, when I went to Japan, I end up being involved through our local embassy there in Tokyo.
yeah.
I helped. I volunteered to do a festival called One Love Festival. It's the biggest reggae festival in Japan,
Wow.
and I end up helping. Yeah, I end up volunteering to coordinate it
Yeah,
and helping to coordinate it. And every year this happened to me in 2012, and
yeah.
every year since then I've been traveling every year to Japan.
To work with that Wow, to work on that festival. You see, guys,
festival, yeah.
it's so
And
important.
then
Yes. Go on.
yes, then I got to tour the U.S. Naval Base in Yokosuka.
What? Big up
Yes,
yourself.
yeah.
That and
So
another thing that I'm taking away from your story is that, you know what, volunteering, guys. You heard what he said.
yes,
Sometimes you're not gonna get hired straight off the bat because no one knows
no,
the competencies, right? Nobody
no,
really knows if you can do this thing that you say you can do. So you have to like show up and say, you know what, I'd like to help out, right? And then when people see your competencies, then of course the money will start flowing in that direction.
correct. Don't. A lot of young people get it wrong. In terms of when all they do is pre the money.
Yes,
Don't worry about it. It will come. The more you pre the money, the more it runs up. It will lose you.
that is true.
Just do what you ought to do. Like I've been encouraging a lot of young persons, even in your job. You
Yeah,
might not get in the pay that you want, and you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm going to lower my standard." When you lower your standard, it's only going to affect you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. I
So.
think it's important. Like right now, a lot of persons complain about doing internships because
Mhm,
you're basically paid a stipend when you're doing internships, right? And people
mhm,
are complaining about doing internships. It doesn't make any sense. I spend so much money to go to university, and this is it. I mean, it's six. Sometimes it's what, 6 weeks, 6 months of your life to set you up for another 20 or 30 odd years. I really like,
mhm.
I think you're right with saying that because we've moved away from a culture of apprenticeships. You remember there was a time when people used to be apprentice? You would,
Right.
because we've moved away. You never gonna get no pay. Apprentices never got paid,
No.
right?
You had to learn.
You had to go and work with the person to learn the skill. and
Right.
and I think it's because we have moved away from that, where people know, they know, when persons, like when I hear a lot of older persons say, or generation or millennials were so entitled, it's not a lie, they're being honest, because we feel as though, you know what, we did all the things they said we should do, go to do well in school, go get a higher education, get a degree, and you'll get a good job. I think we feel kind of cheated or robbed, or like they weren't upfront with us, like really upfront with us about everything. So now I get it. I get when persons say millennials are entitled, because we don't want to start from the bottom.
Right.
So true.
That that's true.
Yeah,
You have to get the experience
you have to.
first.
Yeah,
Right. And by the time I came back a year later,
yeah.
um, I won my appeal and I got to travel to London.
Show bubble gum. Come true now, Steven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In life, things
All
might
things
seems
happen
like
in
it's
history,
going
right?
downhill, but it's a setup for a comeback bigger.
Yeah. I've heard this
Yeah.
saying that sometimes a setback is a setup for a comeback. You've heard that?
Right, for a comeback.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a setup for a comeback.
it's a
So
setup for a
if
comeback.
right, and one thing that I've learned about life is that from once you're living, there will always be challenges, but
Yeah,
it's how you deal with these challenges.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Your
If
reaction.
you don't have any challenge, that means you're not living.
You're dead.
You're dead.
So
That's why they say the richest place on earth is the graveyard, because a lot of people are so scared in terms of entrepreneurship, come out with ideas, you know, they die with those thoughts because of how scared they are. But I mean, don't be afraid to take risks.
that's so true. So true. Thank you so much for sharing, Stephen. Like, so if like of everything that we've spoken about, is if there is one thing that you want to leave with our viewers, with the persons who are tuning in to Dweet Fraid, what would that be?
Well, I would say you have to have that tenacity
Mm,
to never give up.
yes, that's right.
And also remember that um, a lot of times persons behave what they have amassed in terms of materialistic,
Yeah,
Money, there is no way I can be possible better than a human being because we're all in the same category.
that's right. That's right. None of we know better than the other, right? And I,
Correct.
yes, that's so true. No matter how wealthy you are, no matter how much you have amassed, as you said, how many things, material things, like you and I are on the same wavelength. We're doing the same journey, this life thing, human in this human existence. That is so, so,
Exactly.
yes, yes.
And today you're up, tomorrow you're down. So
You
it's
never
just life.
know, right? That's true.
It's just a journey.
That's true. All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Steven. Of course, I'll send you the link when I posted this to YouTube. And have yourself an amazing day. Stay safe. And I hope that your family and everyone is doing well in these.
Oh, thank you, Imani. And it was certainly a pleasure to be on. All
Thank
right.
you, Steven. Bye
You're
bye.
most welcome. Yeah.